Life presents every one of us with a unique set of challenges, but there's a universal truth we all must contend with. The greatest battles are fought not in the outside world, but within our own minds. Your inner demons, those fears, doubts, and insecurities are relentless. They whisper lies, erode your confidence, and hold you hostage to your past. But here's the truth. Avoiding them won't save you. It will only strengthen them. Life is filled with chaos, both outside and within us. It's the inner chaos, however, that often feels the most overwhelming. These are the doubts, fears, insecurities, and unresolved conflicts that linger in the corners of our minds, whispering that we're not enough, or that the challenges before us are insurmountable. For many, the instinct is to avoid this chaos entirely, to suppress it, to distract ourselves with the noise of daily life, hoping it will simply fade into the background. But chaos doesn't disappear when ignored. It grows. The more you avoid confronting it, the more powerful and consuming it becomes, shaping your life in ways you might not even notice until it feels too late. Facing this chaos is not easy, but it is necessary. It requires a willingness to look inward and honestly assess the parts of yourself you'd rather avoid. This means admitting that you don't have all the answers, that you've made mistakes, and that there are aspects of your character that need work. It's not an act of self-condemnation, it's an act of courage. Because when you confront the chaos within you, you're not just acknowledging your flaws, you're taking the first step toward transforming them. The chaos inside you isn't your enemy. It's a challenge, a call to growth. It's an opportunity to take responsibility for your life, to confront what scares you most, and to emerge stronger on the other side. By engaging with it, by facing it head on, you're not just taming the chaos, you're transforming it into something powerful. You're turning fear into courage, doubt into resilience, and uncertainty into clarity. Every step you take toward confronting the chaos within you is a step toward becoming the person you're capable of being. It's not a quick or easy process, but it's one of the most meaningful journeys you can undertake. Because in facing the darkness, you allow the light to shine through. And in doing so, you not only bring order to your inner world, but also create a life that is richer, fuller, and profoundly your own. Avoidance is a seductive force in life. When faced with difficulty, fear, or discomfort, our instinct is often to turn away. We delay the tough conversations, ignore our mental health, or distract ourselves with superficial comforts. It's easier in the moment to avoid facing the issues that scare us or make us feel inadequate. But what avoidance really does is compound the problem. It convinces us that we can escape, that if we just keep running, we'll find peace. But peace doesn't come from avoidance. It's an illusion, a false sense of relief that only postpones the inevitable reckoning. The cost of avoidance is high. When we choose to ignore our problems, they grow, often in ways we don't even recognize until they've taken control of our lives. Unaddressed fears and unresolved issues don't disappear. They accumulate, weigh us down, and affect our well-being. Whether it's the anxiety that builds when we refuse to confront a challenge, or the damage done to relationships when we avoid difficult conversations, the consequences of avoidance are long-lasting. The burden it creates keeps us trapped in a cycle of procrastination, perpetuating the very discomfort we sought to avoid. When you avoid the discomfort of change, you rob yourself of growth. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to evolve, to develop resilience, and to discover new strengths within yourself. The pain of facing your fears is temporary, but the growth that follows lasts a lifetime. The more you avoid, the more you shrink. The more you confine yourself to a small, comfortable existence that keeps you from reaching your true potential. By facing the discomfort, you take control of your life. It's not easy, in fact, it's often terrifying. But every time you confront what you fear, you build mental and emotional strength. You realize that the obstacles before you are not insurmountable. They're the gateways to the life you want to lead. The cost of avoidance is the loss of opportunity, the loss of freedom, and the loss of the person you could become. So stop running. Face what scares you. Step into the discomfort and realize that on the other side there is a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more capable. Personal responsibility is the foundation of true strength, especially in times of struggle. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming external circumstances, other people, or fate for our difficulties. When life becomes challenging, it feels natural to want to point fingers, to seek someone or something to blame for our pain. But in doing so, we give away our power. The moment we shift the blame, we relinquish control over our own lives. We allow our circumstances to dictate who we are instead of recognizing that we hold the key to our own transformation. Taking personal responsibility in the midst of struggle means acknowledging that while we may not control everything that happens to us, we do have control over how we respond. It's about owning our actions, our choices, and our mindset. Struggles and suffering are inevitable, but they don't define us. How we choose to meet those challenges is what shapes our character and determines our future. By taking responsibility for how we navigate through difficulty, we empower ourselves to create change. When you accept responsibility, you take the first step toward growth. You stop being a passive observer of your life and become an active participant. You begin to ask yourself tough questions. What can I learn from this? How can I use this struggle to grow stronger? Instead of surrendering to despair, you see each challenge as an opportunity to refine your resilience, to build endurance, and to develop wisdom. This shift in mindset doesn't mean that you won't face adversity. It simply means that you won't let adversity define you. The greatest leaders, the most resilient individuals are those who take responsibility in the face of hardship. They don't deny their struggles, but they don't let them control their lives either. They rise above their circumstances by taking ownership of their response and using their challenges as stepping stones to greater heights. Personal responsibility in struggle is the ultimate form of empowerment. It's the realization that no matter what life throws at you, you have the ability to choose how you move forward. By taking ownership of your actions and your mindset, you unlock the potential to overcome anything and become the best version of yourself. Suffering is an undeniable part of the human experience, yet it is also one of the most transformative forces we can encounter. In our culture, we often view suffering as something to avoid, something that only causes pain and hardship. But if we look deeper, we can see that suffering holds the potential for profound meaning. It is through our darkest moments that we are given the opportunity to confront who we really are and what truly matters to us. Suffering, in its rawest form, reveals the depth of our character and the strength we didn't know we had. When we face difficult times, we are presented with two choices: to let the pain break us or to find meaning within it. Meaning isn't something that happens by chance, it is something we must actively seek out. In the face of hardship, we can find purpose in how we respond. It's not about ignoring the pain or pretending it isn't there, but about transforming that pain into something greater, something that fuels our growth and evolution. What if the struggle we face is meant to teach us resilience? What if the suffering is pushing us to become stronger, more compassionate, or more aware of our inner strength? Every difficulty, no matter how overwhelming, can be an opportunity to refine ourselves, to challenge our limitations, and to rise above them. The key is understanding that suffering doesn't define us. It is what we choose to do with that suffering that shapes our lives. Finding meaning in suffering requires a mindset shift. It requires seeing beyond the pain and asking, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me more empathetic, more focused, more resilient? Each challenge holds a lesson, and it is in learning from these lessons that we transform. We become not just survivors of our struggles, but stronger, more capable individuals who can handle future challenges with even greater strength. Suffering is not meaningless. It is a pathway to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. By confronting it head on, we can find meaning that not only helps us grow, but also inspires others to do the same. When we emerge from suffering with a new sense of purpose and wisdom, We show that it is possible to turn even the most painful experiences into the foundation of a meaningful life. Mastery is not achieved overnight. It's a journey that begins with small, deliberate steps. In a world that often glorifies instant success, it's easy to become impatient or discouraged by the slow pace of progress. But the truth is that true mastery comes from the accumulation of small efforts over time. Every great achievement is built upon countless hours of practice, failure, learning, and persistence. The key to mastery is to start where you are and commit to steady progress, even when the results aren't immediately visible. When you embark on the path to mastery, it's essential to embrace the idea that every small action matters. Each task, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, contributes to your overall growth. Whether it's honing a skill, refining your craft, or improving your mindset. Every step you take shapes your future self. The process requires patience, discipline, and resilience. Often the smallest steps feel unimportant in the grand scheme of things, but they are the building blocks that will eventually create a solid foundation for your success. The most successful individuals didn't get where they are because they took one giant leap. They achieved their greatness by dedicating themselves to continuous improvement. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. There will be days when you feel like you're not making any headway, but don't let that discourage you. The power of small steps lies in their cumulative effect. With every effort, you are getting closer to your goal, and over time, the results will begin to show. Mastery requires consistency. It requires a commitment to showing up day after day, even when it feels like you're not making significant strides. It's about pushing through the moments of doubt and continuing to move forward, knowing that the work you put in today will pay off tomorrow. It's about having faith in the process and trusting that each small step you take brings you closer to the person you are meant to become. In the pursuit of mastery, don't overlook the importance of small actions. It is the compound effect of those tiny efforts that will eventually lead you to the heights of success. The road may be long and the work may feel difficult at times, but remember, mastery isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Keep moving forward, one small step at a time, and you will build something extraordinary. Facing your inner demons is not a one-time battle. It's a lifelong journey. But as you walk this path, you'll grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. You'll realize that the chaos inside you is not an enemy to be feared, but a challenge to be embraced. Because in the end, mental strength isn't about banishing fear and doubt. It's about learning to coexist with them while moving forward with purpose. The question isn't whether you have demons, we all do. The question is, will you let them define you or will you rise above them? The choice is yours. Take responsibility, face the chaos, build strength one step at a time. Because within you lies the power to transform even the darkest parts of yourself into something remarkable.